Welcome to your midweek word. Whatever day you may be joining us, we hope that you are doing well. Like last week, we are continuing with a lay leadership update. Today you're going to hear from Anne Comstock and Natalie Ralston. Anne Comstock serves as one of our co-leads for the Insight Leadership Team, which by way of reminder is the implementation team that came out of the discernment process. It includes folks who were discernment facilitators and folks who weren't part of that process outside of being a participant. Natalie Ralston serves as our chair of Stewardship Committee, and she will be talking about how stewardship and what we're leaning into with the lay leadership assessment and restructuring is an example of how we're good stewards. So you'll get to hear from her. And then you'll hear from Jason Whitehead, our outside facilitator, guiding a small group of us lay leaders and pastors through the assessing, dreaming, exploring process of what structure best fits us. So you'll get to hear from him directly. First up, we have Anne Comstock.
Hello, Calvary family. I know you've been hearing and learning about the plans to explore how our current lay leadership structure serves and supports Calvary's programs and missions. I'm excited to be a part of this effort. Since becoming involved in the discernment process earlier this spring, I have been surprised, challenged, humbled, and enlightened. I really love this church, and it is truly wonderful to be a part of a community that responds, listens, discusses, and dreams to be the best we can be in serving God and each other. Now, as we've journeyed over the past 6 months or so, the idea of coming together to really explore how our lay leadership structure supports Calvary's work seems to be a very natural next step. The discernment responses expressed real interest and passion about how we do our work and how our ministries and programs can be led by listening to God and each other and working together with staff to lead and serve effectively. We have a diverse group of members and lay leaders who, along with pastoral staff, will work with an external facilitator to explore, assess, and dream about the best possible lay leadership structures and partnerships to help us be an agile faith community. You'll be hearing more as this work unfolds. In the meantime, I ask you to pray for those doing this work on our community's behalf and to reach out if you have ideas, suggestions, or questions. Thanks, Calvary.
Next, we'll hear from Natalie Ralston about our stewardship season and how it connects to the larger stewardship of following through with what we learned in our discernment process.
Hi, Calvary. I am Natalie Ralston, and I have the pleasure of serving as chair of the Stewardship Committee. As you know, it's stewardship season, a time when we ask everyone to reflect upon their gratitude for Calvary and make a meaningful financial commitment for next year. As Pastor Ann shared 2 weeks ago, each and every one of us plays an important role in the financial wellness of Calvary, and we are all stewards of our church and our community. One of the insights that came out of our discernment process was that members want to ensure Calvary's sustainable, long-term financial wellness. We each play a critical role in making sure that Calvary is financially well today and in the future. And stewardship is much more than just our collective financial gifts. As members of this beloved community, we must be stewards of all of our resources, which is not just the treasure, but also the talent within our community. Each and every one of us, including members, our pastoral team, staff, volunteers, and lay leaders, brings our own unique skills and talents to Calvary. As we embark upon this process of assessing our lay leadership structure, stewardship plays an important role because we want to set Calvary up for healthy leadership now and in the future. And we want to ensure that we are thoughtfully stewarding the many talents of our Calvary community. As a reminder, this Sunday, November 12th, is Commitment Sunday, and we will each have the opportunity to dedicate our financial commitment and gifts for 2024. In addition, the first retreat for the team looking at lay leadership restructuring will take place this Saturday, November 11th. What a wonderful weekend to celebrate how the stewardship of talent, treasure, time, people, and resources comes together to support our beloved church. Calvary, I have found it to be so exciting and inspiring to witness how the discernment process connects with stewardship. I am grateful for each of you and your unique individual talents, and I look forward to our continued collective work as we ensure that we steward all of Calvary's resources going forward. Thank you.
Next, you're going to hear from Jason Whitehead, our outside facilitator who will be leading a group of folks from council, insight leadership team, and those at large within our community that don't necessarily serve on either of those presently. Jason will share a bit about himself, his style. Our hope with you hearing from Jason is that you know who we'll be hearing from, who will be guiding us through this process and journeying with us.
Hey folks, my name is Jason Whitehead, and I have the honor of facilitating a small group of leaders at Calvary Baptist Church who are working hard to figure out how to operationalize and best work together as a community to implement all of this imaginative, visionary work that you've been doing as a community at large for a number of months here. Sometimes when we get to a point of really feeling comfortable, feeling excited about something new, we realize that the structures that we've built, the habits that we have, don't fit the imagination that we want to embody. And so over the course of a couple retreats and other conversations, it's my distinct honor and pleasure to help facilitate some of those conversations that help bring together that imagination and that need to operationalize or embody or work on those things that are most important to you. Part of my history and background here, and this is, I think, what makes self-introductions so hard, is I've done this with some churches before. I've done this with other organizations before, whether it's leading vision and imagination and how we expand our understanding of who we are, or how do we have conversations about building the structures and building in the desire for accountability and responsibility for carrying out meaningful parts of our mission and vision together. Over the next few weeks, we will be meeting and talking and understanding together, having conversation together about what needs to be preserved, what needs to be moved, what needs to be parked for a little while, what needs to be experimented with, tried, and then figure out some of those ways that we might begin to implement systems that protect the longevity of Calvary Baptist Church. We all know that change for change's sake is not always what we want, and at the same time change is necessary because the world around us doesn't operate in the ways that we predict it will, especially if we haven't done this work in a while. And so I look forward to working with y'all. I look forward to and you'll, whether you're in the group or not, you'll hear this word experimentation from me a lot, because that's how we iterate new things, and that's how we learn to accept new things, is to experiment. It's to take the opportunity to observe what's working and what's not working, to develop a course of action, and then to reflect on the back end of that of what worked and what didn't work in that situation, and where can we tweak? Where can we imagine? Where can we push ourselves to continue to grow and continue to operationalize what's important to us? Again, just to wind things down here, thank you for for the opportunity to be with you. I'm humbled, not to be a consultant in this space, but to be someone who helps facilitate your imagination and helps facilitate the conversations that bring out those hopes and those desires for the full embodiment of Calvary's mission and vision. Take care. Godspeed. God bless. Bye.
So you've heard from Anne, Natalie, and Jason today. Last week you heard from Aaron, Bill, and Jim. And the week before you heard from Pastor Ann. Our hope with these midweek updates is that you are able to feel as included as possible in this process. If at any point you have questions, you can reach out to any of the lay leaders that have been present in these updates. You can also reach out to Rick Breitenbecker, our other co-moderator, and who serves as co-lead with Anne Comstock on the ILT. You're welcome to reach out to council members, other members of Insight Leadership, and you're welcome to reach out to pastors or Jason. We want you to feel like you have the information you need. This coming Saturday, as it was noted by our lay leaders, we will be meeting with Jason for the first time in person. And so we invite you this Saturday, if you think of Calvary, offer some prayers. Prayers around what best fits our ethos here, the practical, the inspiring, the logistical, and the mission. Think about the individuals as well as our community and institution. We welcome your prayers. And again, if you have any questions or want updates and we haven't provided one yet, please know that we are here to answer and respond. You'll get updates along the way, and we look forward to sharing more after we meet with Jason on November 11th, this Saturday, and December 9th. Calvary, thank you for being a church that leans into curiosity and wonder, who allows the Spirit of God to move within us, to bring us into a new space. It allows us to proclaim that it is well at Calvary Baptist Church of Denver. May you too proclaim that it is well with you. Go forth and be well the rest of this week.